The Hound of Heaven by Francis Thompson. I fled him down the nights and down the days. I fled him down the arches of the earth. I fled him down the labyrinthine ways of my own mind, and in the midst of tears I hid from him and under the running laughter. Up the wide-seated hope I sped and shot precipitation, adown titanic glooms a channel feared. From the strong feet that followed after. But with unerring chase and unperturbed pace, deliberate speed, majestic instancy, they beat, and a voice beat, more instant than the beat. All things betray thee who betrayest me. I pleaded outlaw wise by many a hearted casement, curtained red, trellised with intertwining charities, for though I knew his love who followed, yet I was sore adread, lest having him I should have not beside. But if one little casement parted wide, the gust of his approach would clash to it. Fear wished not to evade, as love wished to pursue. Across the margin of the world I fled, in trouble the gold gateways of the stars, smiting for shelter on their clanged bars, fretted dulce jar and silvern chatter the pale pots of the moon. I said to dawn, be sudden, to eve, be soon. With my young sky bosom, keep me over from this tremendous lover. Throw thy vague veil about me lest he see. I tempted all his servitors, but to find my own betrayal in their constancy, in faith to him, their fickleness to me, their faithlessness, trueness, and their loyal deceit. To all swift things for swiftness did I sue. Clung to the whistling mane of every wind, but whether they swept smoothly fleet, the long savannas of the blue, of weather thunder driven, they clanged his chariot, thought a heaven, shy with flying, lightning around spun of their feet. Fear wished not to evade, as love wished to pursue. Still with unerring chase and unperturbed face, deliberate speed, majestic instancy, came on the following feet, and a voice above their beat. Not shelters thee who will not shelter me. I shot no more, that after which I strayed in the face of a man or maid, but still within the little children's eyes seems something, something that replies, they at least for me, surely for me, but just as their young eyes grew sudden fair, with dawning answers there, the angel plucked them from for me by the hair. Come then, you children, nature's share with me, said I, your delicate fellowship. Let me greet you lip to lip. Let me twine with you carelessness, wantoning with our Lady Mother's wagging terraces, banqueting with her in the wind walled palace, underneath her azure dais, quaffing as taintless way is from a chalice lucent weeping out of the day's spring. So it was done. I in the delicate fellowship was one, drew the bolt of the nature secrecy. I knew all the swift immortings on the wilful face of the sky. I knew how the clouds arise, spun of the wild sea snorting, and all that is born or dies rose and drooped with, made them sharpers of my own moods, or wailful or divine, with them joyed and was grieving. I was heavy with even when she lit her glimmering tapers around the day's dead sanctuary. I laughed in the morning eyes. I triumphed and said in with all weather, heaven and I wept together, and its sweet tears were salt with mortal mind. Against the red throb of the sunset heart, I laid my own to beat and share commingling heat. But not by that was eased by human smart. In vain my tears were wet on heaven's great cheek. For we know what each other says. These things and I, in sound I speak. Their sound is but their strength. They speak by silences. Nature, poor, step dame, cannot slake my drought. Let her, if she would owe me, drop yon blue bosom yell of sky and show me the breast of her tenderness. Never did any milk of hers once bless my thirsting mouth. Nay and nay draws the chase with unperturbed pace, deliberate speed, majestic instancy, and past those noised feet, a voice came yet more clear. Lo, not contestest thee who contested, not me. Naked I wait thy love's unlifted stroke, my harness, piece by piece, thou hast hewn from me and smitten me to my knee. I am defenseless utterly, I slept methinks and woke, and slowly gazing find me stripped in sleep, and in the rash lusty hand of my young powers I shook the pleasuring hours, and I pulled my life upon me, grim with smears. I stand amidst the dust of the mounted years, mangled youth lies dead beneath the heat. My days have crackled and gone up in smoke, have puffed and burst like sunstars on a stream. Yea, fail now, even dreamed the dreamer, and the lute mist, even the linked fantasy in whose boss me to rest. I swung the earth, a trinket at my wrist, have yielded chords of all too weak account for earth with heavy grief so overplus. Is thy love indeed a weed, albeit an adventine weed, suffering no flowers except its own to mount? Must, designer infinite, must thou char the wood before thy counsel with it? My freshness spent its wavering shower in the dust, and now my heart is as broken found, where in tear dripping stagnate split down ever from the dank thoughts that shivered upon the stifled branches of my mind. Such is what it is to be. The pulp so bitter, how shall taste the rain? I dimly guess what time in the midst of confounds, yet ever and anon a trumpet sounds from the hid battlements of eternity. Those shaken mist, a space unsettled then, around the half glimpse to it slowly, wash again, but not before him, whose summoneth I first have seen, unwound. With glooming hopes, purpureal Cyrus crowned his name, I know what his trumpet said. Whether man's heart or life, it is to reveal that yield the harvest. Must thy harvest fields be drenched with rotten death? Now of that long pursuit comes to an hand the brute, the voice is round me like bursting sea, and is thy earth so marred, shattered in shard or shroud? Lo, all things fly thee, for thou fliest me. Strange, piteous, futile thing, whereupon should any set thee love apart, seeing none but I make much of naught, he said. All human love needs human meriting. How hast thou merited of all man's clotted clay the dingest caught? Alack, thou knowest not how long worthy of any love thou art, whom wilt thou find to love ignoble thee. Save me, save only me, all which I took from thee, I didst but take not for thy harm, but just that thou mayst speak in my arms, which all thy child's mistake. Francis at loss, as I stood for thee at home, rise, clasp my hand, and come, calls to me by football. That football is gloom after all, shade of his hand outstretched carelessly.
O fondest, blindest, weakest, I am he whom thou seekest, thou dravest love from thee who dravest me. That's it from The Hound of Heaven by Francis Thompson.